Welcome to a brand new episode of Skyrim Pix. Concept stays the same, 5 awesome pics by 5 awesome Skygraphers. This week's theme is rain, all kinds of rain from drizzle to downpours. Let's go. First up we have Orthanc by Excellentium. This image is all about angle and direction, with a hint of warmth. So let's start off with the angle. The fact that you're not looking at this bandit tower from eye level already gives this image an edge. The eye naturally is drawn from the top of the tower to the bottom. The directional impact caused from the rain magnifies this interesting angle. We can see the rain is falling in a straight line, but instead of seeming linear, the angle causes the rain to run parallel with the tower, further forcing the eye back down the tower a second time. So what's the hint of warmth? The 4 specks of light we can see etched into the circumference of the tower. You can imagine bandits relaxing after a long day of thievery and robbings. Perhaps they are counting their spoils, or just simply eating dinner. Either way, there is a warm campfire and a somewhat cozy atmosphere inside. This causes the viewer to almost feel the cold, volatile weather outside where this image is set. Our second image is A Dark and Stormy Night by Far Solar. This picture is highly atmospheric and well framed. Darkness literally covers the top section of the image and some of the right section. This can best be described as natural framing. The subjects, the horse and the entrance to the inn, are isolated, and although the eye flickers around the image at various light sources coming from the houses and along the path, it returns to the main subjects very quickly. The rain pattern bends to the left and is very prominent. It's clear that it's windy and very uncomfortable for the horse. The village doesn't seem to be empty because of heavy rain, but rather because of the late hour. The dark atmosphere causes me to feel that it's really late at night, and the poor horse is stuck in the downpour, its master having rented a room and gone to bed. It's also worthy to point out that the inn entrance is both inviting and aggravating. Inviting because if you were caught out in the rain, you'd run up to the door, make your way in, and once inside, dry yourself off. Aggravating because if you were that horse tied up outside, the small shelter is just out of reach. Now it wouldn't be a perfect shelter. After all, the rain is pouring onto the wooden planks, but it would be adequate in keeping your mane and saddle somewhat drier. The third image we're going to look at today is That Beautiful Skyrim Weather by the Vampire Dant. Now there's a lot going on in this image, a lot of water, a lot of action, and a whole lot of grey. This has really succeeded in capturing an amazing scene of weather carnage. First things first, the rain. It is falling in an almost vertical fashion, slightly bending outwards both left and right. Just when you think the rain is bending to the right, you notice it's also bending to the left. And now you have the wild and rain-beaten river, a straight diagonal leading line into the distance. The rapids at the front of the river are exciting to look at, multi-directional violent water frozen in an action shot. Mist can be seen trailing up from the water and residing around the rocks beside the flowing river. The landscape behind complements the action in the foreground. Barren-looking forests and mountains with thick fog covering their peaks provide the dark, almost gritty background an image like this requires. Our fourth image is A Rainy Evening by Drizzt 1980. The rain in this image feels very much like a light drizzle or a short summer shower. The grass and trees have a summer vibe to them. The rain pattern itself is very light, and you have to look very closely at the sky area to see the rain clearer. Another reason the rain in this image feels like a light shower is the ferocity of the burning campfire. It appears unaffected by the weather. One of the interesting features in this image is the emphasis on depth. The positioning of objects in the foreground, middle ground and background gives an image, which is a two-dimensional medium, the sense of depth found in the scene at the time. With this particular image, objects are not used to create this depth, something else is. We can see the campfire taking up the right-hand side of the image with its light and smoke. The light itself is the source that conveys the depth in this particular image. We can see how the grass is a different shade of green depending on how close it is to the campfire. Light literally flows out into the distance in stages. The mountain and distant trees really feel far away. Last but not least, we have Under the Bridge by Nyan Tomo. This is a daytime downpour of fierce rain. The rain pattern is intense, making it difficult to see beyond the thick lines. The arch of the bridge is used to create a natural frame, etching a window-like viewpoint into the scene. You can see how the rain drips along the inside of the bridge where the frame meets the downpour. A boat can be seen in the distance. One can imagine it rocking from side to side as the heavy rain strikes it. Beautiful warm lights can be seen outside buildings, and a large light source ahead resembling a struggling campfire. The shapes in this image are fascinating to the eye. The half circle of the bridge is the first identifiable shape. The second is the distant slope of the trees. You can see the trees slope downwards into a V shape, creating an attractive background. The shadow cast on the water from the bridge looming above it is sharp and realistic. You can almost picture yourself in a rowing boat, parked under the bridge simply waiting for the rain to lessen before you quickly tie up your boat and run for the nearest inn. Or just sat with your elbow resting on the wooden edge, smiling at the scenic moment before you. That's it for this week. As always, please find the Skygraphers linked in the description, and if you love their images like I did, endorse them. Also, if you enjoy Skyrim Pix, please like and subscribe. I'm open to suggestions on themes and ideas. Please let me know in the comments section below, and I'll see you all next week with episode 3.